Okay, people, this is going to be very quick, I hope. I was going to actually save this for a little bit later, but I think this just needs to be out there already because it seems to be more and more urgent as I see this going on, and people are falling right back into where they were. You know, the political system in this country right now, people, is a dinosaur, and it has been for a long time. But most importantly, just like the Federal Reserve, and people, they make the argument, well, we weren't supposed to contract our, uh, ability to, which is true, to issue monies and stuff out to a private contractor. Well, people, did you ever stop to think? Did you ever stop to think about your government? People, if you really knew what you're supposed to know, and people tell you, grow up. So you grow up, you reach your age, let's say age of majority. Okay, and if you know what you're supposed to, and I know there's those that do, you will see you are supposed to be governing your country yourself. If you contract it out, do you see what happens? What does a mother do? Or even a babysitter, if you have two kids and they're given a toy to play with and they can't get along, what does the mother or the babysitter do? They take it away. Why? Because it didn't work out, or it didn't work. And also, when you start to, as you become educated, let's say, you'll begin to know what you're supposed to, you will start to see that you are supposed to be governing your country yourself. And I'm only saying this because, everybody's still in the same frame of mind and the same mindset. And I think what's going on right now is wonderful, but you have to keep in mind, there's still the possibility here of something pivoting on a dime here. Because everybody is still looking to a single something to fix it for them. If you can mail order, in other words, if you can go to Amazon or wherever it is and mail order something, if you, when it's delivered, can open the door and get the package and put it inside your door, you can run your country, people. What do you have to do to vote? You have to go online and register. That system can be done, and I'm talking down to the levels of introducing bills. I'm talking down to the levels of voting for local or whatever, but you don't need anyone else to speak for you. You don't need anyone else to speak for you, people. It's like I said, it's not 1895 anymore, where you need Mr. Pibbs to go to Washington and make sure you tell him this, make sure you tell him this. That's how it was. And let me tell you something else, too. Early Americans, and anybody who really knows their history, and they really know, what is, I'll leave it at that. They know that the early Americans, they were smart, and they knew how to run their government. They knew what they could and could not get pushed around on when it came to legal things and stuff like that. Legal or lawful, I should say lawful. So this is just, a fair, little voicing out there, but, you know, I don't know if anybody's going to really hear it or not, but people, one more time, your political system is a dinosaur. It doesn't work. It is nothing more than a tool for other factions, private factions, to literally make money and take over. That's it. Why, since you don't have to today, would you ever want to give that away? So while you have the chance, my personal suggestion is there needs to be an original form of government back in play that you run. In other words, when you begin to learn about the voting process, which of the ones of us left here, let's see, which parties did you have to choose from? You had, let's see, there was a Republican and a no. Who said that's the only parties that we had to choose from? See, people, that's the game that's played every single time. Here, fill out this form. Oh, that? Oh, well, you have to do these things here. Okay. No, it's not okay. Because as you can see, look how many generations of this kind of government has had a chance and taken the money and used it. And look what they've done with it. Look at the harm they've caused with it. So I say, take that advice. Reach your age of majority. Ask somebody. They'll tell you what that means. And you'll see that you can save yourself and your government, I should say, at the same time. So when you say, oh, are you a Republican or a Democrat or whatever? I mean, it was whatever. You can say what you want. But everybody should be voting for the me party. You know, yourself. The added bonus to that is that the ultimate enemy of control, you know, like severely mentally ill, whatever the hell they are, that, you know, stole all this, you know, money, the Americans' money, and did all this horrible crap with it. Not to mention the educations and everything and all the knowledge they've stolen. Look what they did with it. So people need to get used to the idea of, you know, when you're complaining, go see your senator, go see your, go see your whatever. No. Go see you. Go see you. Because as far as I can tell, you know, we, meaning you and I, decide who we want to contract with, if we want to contract with. And that's the key word right there, if. You know, not is, or ISIS, or whatever. As they've got the stories on all that twisted anyway. But anyway, so people need to get used to governing their own government. All that has to be done is just set up properly. It's not hard. You're if there's a computer programmer somewhere who can set up a website for a corporation, they can set up that. And if they need help doing it, there's people who can do that too. But that gives ultimate power back to the people. Because when you start to depend on other people to speak for you, that's when you lose it. Right then and there, you give it away. So when everybody is, well, such and such didn't say so, so it must not be true. Or this letter or that letter said so, so it must not be true. Or, well, this gentleman or this woman is, they've done the most for us in a long time, so they have to be on, That is a professional deceiver's wide open invitation to retake you all over again. So people need to get used to governing their own country. It's not hard. If you can mail order, you can govern your own country. You can introduce bills. If you don't like the way that the streets are cleaned, you introduce a bill to do that. It's not hard. That way, instead of complaining to another, individual, that's what it's all about. Isn't it better to be able to control 100 people than, 100 million or 300 million or whatever it is? That is the ultimate name of the game, is control. And you will see that all people who want to control others always like to get the numbers down so they can control them. Down to one, maybe. But so you really need to start to pick some of this up here. And I might come back here in another part here and just you'll know, because I'll call it because there's some people that I actually like. Now some people do need to be in the system and around the system that is ran. But that doesn't mean that another man or woman has to run your government. That's not what it means. You are supposed to run your government. And if you can't see how easy it is to overtake a small number of people, just remember that whenever you see, and then maybe I'll put this out too in the future where it's, just things to be aware of for our families in the future. But, when you start to see someone want to consolidate, to merge, to get, small numbers to represent big ones, watch those people, because chances are, more than likely, they're not people and they don't have hearts. Take care.